A cup of something warm, a page I've read before. The afternoon comes slowly through the half-open door. The city hums below me like a lullaby in gray. And I am not quite lonely, I am just quietly okay. A table by the window where the whole world softly streams. Strangers passing through the glass like watercolor dreams. I don't need to understand every shadow, every name. I just need this table and the light that always came. The steam rises in spirals from the ceramic in my hand. A tiny storm in a teacup, a piece I finally understand. I watch a silver raindrop race its brother down the pane, while the dusty records play a soft and sweet refrain. A table by the window where the whole world softly streams. Strangers passing through the glass like watercolor dreams. I don't need to understand every shadow, every name. I just need this table and the light that always came. Sometimes I felt I had to run to keep up with the sun. But here in this small corner, the race is already won. There's a power in the silence, a beauty in the pause, finding who I am again without a ticking clock or cause. A table by the window where the whole world softly streams. Strangers passing through the glass like watercolor dreams. I don't need to understand every shadow, every name. I just need this table and the light that always came. Let the afternoon go golden, let the music lead me home. Some days being still is all I need to feel less alone. Quietly okay, just the light and me.
Every morning before the mist had left the bean rows, the women came with earthen jars before the roosters knew.
They didn't talk, or rather talking wasn't what it was. Just the rope, the pulley, the cold slab of water, and the pause.
Someone always left a gourd
Hanging on the post. Nobody claimed it and nobody ever asked. The well at the edge of the field knew all our names.
It held the secrets of the dry years
And the rains. We drank from the same cold dark and called it home.
The well at the edge of the field,
now overgrown. ninth year, the men dug deeper into the stone with borrowed hands.
My uncle's back gave out on the third night, but he didn't stop.
Some things you don't do for yourself, you do them for the crop.
Water came on the fourth morning, cold and gray.
Nobody cheered, they just filled their jars and went away. The well at the edge of the field knew all our names.
It held the secrets of the dry years
and the rains. We drank from the same cold dark and called it home.
The well at the edge of the field,
now overgrown, now gone.
I went back in my 40s with a city map and doubt.
Found the field had become a parking lot for a factory.
The well was cemented flat, nothing to mark what it had been,
except my body, which still remembered how it leaned.
You can pave over the stone and seal the dark below.
You can reroute the water through pipes nobody sees,
but you can't pave over the body's long memory.
It keeps bending at the waist above a place that used to breathe. The well at the edge of the field knew all our names.
It held the secrets of the dry years
and the rains. We drank from the same cold dark and called it home.
The well at the edge of the field,
now overgrown, now gone. Still bending above the gone.
Polaroid is fading at the very edge. A promise that we whispered on the garden ledge.
The blue has turned to gray, the green is getting pale, but the love inside the frame will never ever fail. These are the unfading colors of yesterday, painting every moment that we passed away. Bright as the morning, deep as the sea, the way you looked when you looked at me.
I walk the city streets and see a younger face, two lovers caught within a sweet embrace.
It takes me back to when the world was new, and every single path led straight to you.
I close my eyes and I can hear your voice, a gentle sound that was always my first choice.
A symphony of kindness, a rhythm of the soul, the only melody that ever made me whole.
Don't let the sunset steal the light away.
There's so much more I really want to say,
though the canvas of our life is getting full.
your love is still the gravity, the pull. Red for passion, gold for the years, washing away all the bitter tears. Unfading yesterday, still shining bright.
Took the long way home, through the valley floor, past the general store and the old church door.
The gravel crunched beneath the wheels of time, thinking of the hills we used to climb.
Right where the old road meets the heart
is where our story got its start.
No matter how far the highway leads,
you're the only rhythm that my spirit needs.
I remember when we didn't have a dime,
just a lot of hope and a lot of time.
We sat on the porch and watched the stars align,
knowing that your hand would always be in mine.
Headlights cut through the velvet of the night,
searching for a sign of that familiar light.
Every landmark tells me I'm getting close to the one I've always loved the most.
The map is tattered and the ink is dry,
but I can see the spark within your eye.
Every mile we traveled, every stone we turned,
was a lesson in the love that we both earned.
Take me back to the start, a little piece of music, a flicker of a flame.
It's been stuck inside my head since I was 22. A gentle little gift I received from you.
It's the melody in my pocket, I carry it everywhere, like a secret blessing, like a silent prayer.
When the world gets loud and the days get long,
I just close my eyes and hum our song.
The radio is playing something new and fast, but I prefer the rhythms that were built to last. The crackle of the vinyl, the warmth of the bass, the way the music brings me to a sacred place.
One day I'll pass belong to the young, a song that's lived on the tip of my tongue, so they can know the sweetness of a love so deep, and have a little magic of their own to keep. Notes may drift and lyrics might be lost, but love is worth whatever it may cost. It's a symphony that never has an end, a message from a lover and a friend, just a simple tune in my pocket near my heart, humming all the way home, forever in the
The evening sky is putting on its velvet gown. The lights are blinking slowly in the sleepy town.
But I don't need to look up at the Milky Way to find the magic that I saw in you today.
There's an eternal starlight in your eyes, a galaxy that never fades or dies.
Through the winter frost and the summer rain,
your light is the cure for every
kind of pain.
We've watched 1,000 moons wax and wane. We felt the joy and shared the heavy rain.
But even in the darkness of the deepest night, I can find my way by following your light. There are silences between the words we speak, comfortable and quiet, gentle and meek.
In those holy moments, I see the truth so clear, that heaven isn't far,
it's standing right here. Time is a thief, or so they often say, stealing all the hours, turning hair to gray. But it cannot touch the spark we have inside, the cosmic bond in which we both reside. Shining on, shining bright, eternal starlight. Every night, forevermore, you are my universe.
I'm building a bridge out of old photographs, out of Sunday mornings and forgotten laughs.
Over the river of the years that flew by, underneath the ceiling of a vast open sky,
Crossing the bridge to the days of us where we didn't have to worry,
didn't have to fuss.
just a boy and a
Girl with the world in their hands, walking on the silver of the coastal sands.
The wood is weathered
And the stones are worn,
but the foundation is as strong as the day it was born.
I walk across it every time I feel alone, to the only kingdom that I've ever known.
The river below
Is the rush of the days,
a spinning kaleidoscope,
the dizzying haze,
but up on this bridge,
everything stands still,
like the view from the top of our favorite hill.
Wait for me there in the garden of the past, where the first kiss was meant to be the last. I'll bring the memories, you bring the smile, and we can just stay for a little while. Over the bridge, back to you, back to us, never coming back down. The engine's humming, a low and steady beat. The wind is blowing through the empty passenger seat.
I'm looking forward at the road that lies ahead,
But I'm thinking of the things we never quite said. I see flowers in the rearview mirror today, the beautiful things that we left along the way.
they're blooming in the distance,
Soft and bright, a garden of memories in the fading light.
Sometimes I wanna pull over and turn around,
To pick up the treasures scattered on the ground.
but I know that beauty is exactly where it stands,
Held within the safety of time's gentle hand. I don't regret the miles or the dusty path, the moments of sorrow or the bouts of laugh. They are the seeds that we planted in the soil, the fruits of our labor and our honest toil. Every mile is a blessing, every turn is a grace. I can see your reflection in every single place. You're not behind me, you're part of the view. Everything I am is because of you. Looming in the dust, shining in the glass, the flowers of our love
clouds are heavy and the sky is turning ink. The world is colder than we ever cared to think.
But I remember a rainy day in June, when we danced together to a silent tune.
And
We're still dancing in the rain, my love, with the thunder rolling in the sky above.
the storms may come and the winds may blow,
but our rhythm is the only thing we need to know.
we've had our share of droughts and dusty days, wandering through the dark and the misty haze.
But every drop of water that falls from the blue reminds me of the strength I found in you.
Now the clouds are parting, a rainbow's in sight, painting the horizon with a holy light.
The ground is soaked, but our hearts are dry and warm, finding the peace after every single storm.
Hold me closer as the puddle gets deep. There's a sacred promise that we have to keep, to find the music in the middle of the noise, to find the adult within the girls and boys.
Just keep dancing, let the rain fall down.
We're still here together.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
The ink is dry and the edges are turned gold. A story that's been lived and a story that's been told.
I'm reading through the chapters of the wilder years, through the messy triumphs and the salty tears. On the last page of my youth, I found your name, written in a fire that became a steady flame. The wildness faded, but the heart grew deep. You're the only treasure that I chose to keep.
We were giants once, or so we used to feel,
chasing after shadows, thinking they were real.
now I prefer the quiet
Of a simple day,
watching how the sunlight
and the shadows play.
The next book is waiting with its pages so white, waiting for the stories that we're gonna write, of wisdom and wonder and a slower pace, with the same old love and the same old grace.
The book isn't over, there's a new volume now, with a softer touch and a peaceful brow.
But I'll always cherish where the story began, when I was a boy
And you held my hand.
roots are all stretching deep under the soil, and in their long and their wintry toil, a tremor of life in the heartbeat of stone, a dance that the world has always known. 1, 2, 3, spinning in the waking earth, celebrating a beautiful second birth. The tulips are nodding in perfect time. Into the light they continue to climb. The willow is swaying like a lady in green, the finest performer that I've ever seen. The wind is the fiddle, the rain is the drum, waiting for all of the dancers to come. I'll join in the movement, I'll join in the world, a lucky inhabitant of this spinning world. No more heavy footsteps, no more delay, waltzing my way through a bright April day. Feel the vibration beneath your feet, the ancient rhythm so steady and sweet. Nature's inviting you to the floor. Open the window and open the door. Spinning and spinning, waking up now. The dance of the spring.
The clouds are all gathered in a huddle of gray, threatening to take all the sunshine away.
But I see a shimmer, a flicker of light at the edge of the storm, so steady and bright.
There's a silver lining in the April rain, a reason to smile through the little bit of pain. Every drop falling is a drink for the flower, finding the hope in the middle of the shower.
I'll leave my umbrella and I'll stand in the street,
Feeling the water so cool and so sweet,
washing the dust from the roof and the tree,
setting the spirit of springtime free.
The thunder is distant,
Like a drum in the hills,
dancing along
on the windowsills.
I'm not afraid
Of a little bit of wet,
the best part of spring
hasn't happened yet. Without the rain, the roses wouldn't bloom. to shine through with such a great power,
creating the magic
of the golden hour. Let it rain, let it fall, silver lining. The flowers are thirsty.
Found a small branch on the path in the woods.
I made it a whistle as best as I could.
A simple little instrument, a simple little sound,
to wake up the treasures that hide in the ground. I'm whistling through the willow tree today, chasing the wintry ghosts away.
a high note for hope
And a low note for peace, watching the joy and the laughter increase.
the birds all join in with a chirp and a trill,
Echoing loudly from the top of the hill.
a concert for no one, a concert for all,
Answering the springtime's beautiful call.
My breath is a melody,
My heart is the beat,
walking along on my light-hearted feet.
no more heavy burdens, no more long sighs.
Only the music and the clear blue skies. It doesn't take much
To make a sweet song,
just a little bit of courage
to just sing along
with the wind in the branches.
and the sun in the air.
Music is living and breathing out there.
Just whistle, feel the breeze
Through the willow,
a song for the spring.
my heart was a castle of stone and of frost,
Counting the things that I'd already lost.
the gates were all locked and the windows were
Tight, hiding away from the warmth of the light. But this is the heart that thawed in March, underneath the sky's beautiful arch. The ice is all turned into a river of tears, washing away all the wintry fears.
I can feel the blood moving warm in my veins, breaking the heavy and the frozen old chains. I'm opening up like a tulip in May, ready to live in a whole different way.
I'll invite you inside to the garden I found. No more cold silence, no more frozen ground. There's a fire in the hearth and a light in the hall. I'm ready to answer the spring's gentle call. It takes a little time for the warmth to get deep, to wake wake up the feelings that were buried in sleep. But once they awaken, they're stronger than gold. A story of life that is ready to be told. Thawing out, warming up, March is leaving. My heart is open.
The mountain temple has no clock. It doesn't need one. The monks know mourning by the way the pines hold light.
I came in autumn with a suitcase full of questions and left it by the gate because they don't allow bags overnight.
An old monk swept the courtyard
With a broom of bundled reed, he didn't look up once, not indifferent, just complete. First snow on the bronze bell, soft as an apology, covering the names of those who rang it and were gone. The sound it makes is not a sound, it's more letting go. First snow on the bronze bell, teaching me what I already know.
I've been carrying something heavy for so long I'd called it mine. The way you name a wound until the naming is the wound.
I sat inside the meditation hall till my legs went numb, and something in the numbness felt more honest than the words I'd become. The bell rang at 4 in the morning. I felt it in the teeth, not frightening, not holy, just immensely underneath. First snow on the bronze bell, soft as an apology, covering the names of those who rang it and were gone.
The sound it makes
Is not a sound, it's more letting go. First snow on the bronze bell, teaching me what I already know.
On the last morning, I watched the snow
Fall on the bell,
the bronze going white,
not vanishing, just resting under white.
the monk said nothing,
Swept his same familiar arc,
and I understood that
peace is not the absence, it's the mark.
I went back down the mountain,
With the same suitcase,
but something had been rearranged inside.
without my knowing,
The questions were still there,
they hadn't gone anywhere.
but they were quieter now.
The way snow makes everything quieter go in. First snow on the bronze bell, soft as an apology, covering the names of those who rang it and were gone.
The sound it makes is not a
Sound, it's more letting go. First snow on the bronze bell, teaching me what I already know. The bell is still there, under the snow, still ringing in the way that stillness rings.
tiny vibration inside of the shell. A story that only the summer can tell.
But it's starting right now, in the middle of spring. The slow and the steady unfurling of wings. It's the first flight of the butterfly today, taking the colors on a beautiful way. From the green of the leaf to the blue of the sky, learning the secret of how to just fly.
No longer a crawler, no longer bound to the dust and the rocks on the cold, hard ground.
A creature of light and a creature of air, leaving the shadows and the old despair.
I'm watching it rise on a gust of the wind. This is where every new glory begins. It doesn't look back at the place it has been, focused on beauties that are yet to be seen.
We all have a moment when we have to change to something that's new and something that's strange, to leave the old cocoon and reach for the light and find the true power of our own inner flight. Fly away, fly high, first flight, beautiful wings.
I stood on the shore as the day started to break,
Watching the ripples on the glass of the lake.
the water was still as a mirror of old,
Until it was touched by the finger of gold. Oh, the golden ripples on the lake are so bright, carrying the message of the new spring light.
Every circle is widening, reaching the shore.
I've never seen anything quite like this before.
The ducks are all waking and splashing around,
A happy and wet and a musical sound.
the reeds are all whispering secrets of old.
As the morning begins to truly unfold, I'll skip a small stone just to join in the play,
To start my own circle in the middle of the bay.
a tiny vibration, a small little mark
On the surface of life,
that was recently dark. One little movement can change the whole view.
one little promise can make it all new. Like the sun on the water, your love is the light that makes my whole world so incredibly bright.
Ripples of gold, ripples of hope on the lake. Morning is here.
shadow is long and it's trailing behind, leaving the winter and the darkness to find.
Another inhabitant, another old ghost. I'm moving toward what I'm loving the most.
I'm walking toward the spring sun today, feeling the warmth as it points out the way
into the brightness, into the clear,
leaving the cold and the silence and fear. Every step forward is a step into light,
making the future so incredibly bright.
The pavement is warm and the air is so sweet,
a rhythm of life in the sound of my feet.
I'll meet you halfway on the bridge by park.
We'll walk together through the end of the dark,
Two shadows merging into the gold,
a beautiful story that is yet to be told. Don't look back at the darkness you've known. You're not in the valley, you're not all alone. The light is a magnet, the sun is a friend,
a journey of joy that will never have an end.
into the sun, into the light. Just keep walking, the spring is here.
The river was wide and the water was dark. I couldn't find a single hopeful spark.
But then the clouds parted and the gold came through, building a path between me and the view.
It's a bridge made of sunlight, steady and bright, crossing the shadows and the deepest of night.
I'm walking on air and I'm walking on grace,
To a warm and a gentle
and a loving place.
every beam is a stepping stone for my soul,
Making me feel like I'm finally whole. The colors of rainbows are hiding inside, with nothing to fear and with nothing to hide.
I'll reach for your hand and we'll walk across,
Forgetting the pain and forgetting the loss.
the destination is a garden of peace, where the worries of winter will finally cease.
Light is the strongest thing that we know,
Helping the seeds and the spirits to grow.
it can build a bridge over any deep sea,
Setting the heart and the memory free.
walking on gold, walking on light, across the bridge. Spring is on the other calendar says that the seasons will turn, that the leaves will all wither, and the summers will burn. But I found a secret, a place in my chest, where the spirit of April can finally rest. It's forever spring in my soul tonight. Everything's blooming and everything's bright. No matter the weather, no matter the snow, I've got a garden that will always grow. Your laughter is sunlight, your voice is the breeze, moving so gently through the blossoming trees. I'm carrying the magic wherever I go, watching the internal flowers all grow. No more gray Decembers, no more bitter cold. I'm keeping the green and I'm keeping the gold, within the deep silence, within the heartbeat, a world that is permanent, holy and sweet. We carry our weather wherever we are, within the deep soul or a distant star. And I've chosen the season of hope and of birth to be my own heaven on this beautiful earth. Forever green, forever bright, spring in my soul, always, always.
She peeled the apples thin enough to read the light through. Her knife moved like it had its own private rhythm.
The skin came off in one long spiral almost every time. I used to watch her hands and think they knew things that I couldn't find.
November always made her knuckles swell and crack.
She'd rub them with sesame oil before she'd go to bed. Those hands that braided my hair
Before the school bell rang,
that pulled the weeds all summer till the evening insects sang. I'd give back every year I've lived to hold them one more time. My mother's hands in November, cracked and warm in mine.
she sent me off to sew with kimchi wrapped in newspaper.
She didn't hug, she fixed my collar 3 times at the gate.
I looked back once from the bus and she was already turned around.
Walking back inside,
That's how she said I love you.
turned around.
Decades passed
And the newspaper faded, but the smell of the kimchi stays like a room no one has aired. Those hands that braided my hair
before the school bell rang.
that pulled the weeds all summer till the evening insects sang. I'd give back every year I've lived to hold them one more time. My mother's hands in November,
last time I saw her hands, they were at rest on the white sheet.
Smaller than I ever thought.
Or maybe I've just grown.
The room smelled clean, the way that rooms smell when they're waiting.
I held them and I didn't say a word.
What was there worth stating?
I still peel apples in one long spiral when I'm alone.
I never get it clean in one, but I keep trying.
Not for me.
Just to feel the motion.
The way that love survives without a word.
Without a sound, just trying. Those hands that braided my hair
before the school bell rang,
that pulled the weeds all summer till the evening and sex sang. I'd give back every year I've lived to hold them one more time. My mother's hands in November, cracked and warm in mine. Cracked and warm and mine.
the longest night is fading.
Colors start to bleed
Through the broken window,
morning whispers hope to me.
rays of a new dawn
Are painting the sky gold.
even
After everything, my heart is brave and bold.
I'll rise again.
I'll breathe again.
The
Pain won't have the last word.
scars are stories written, not chains that hold me down. Every tear that fell before is turning into solid ground.
Rays of a new dawn are painting the sky gold. Even after everything, my heart is brave and bold.
I'll rise again.
I'll breathe again.
Tomorrow
Calls my name.
let the light come in, wash away the heavy rain.
I'm learning how to smile through the joy and through the pain. Rays of a new dawn, they're calling me to fly. This is not the ending, it's the beginning of my life.
Coffee's warm, the silence feels a little kinder now. Yesterday's heavy shadows don't weigh me down somehow. Healing in the morning light, slow and soft and true. Piece by piece I'm finding me a better version coming through. I'm letting go, I'm growing slow, but I'm moving forward too. The cracks inside are letting in the sunlight finally. What once felt like an ending now feels like the start of me. Healing in the morning light, slow and soft and true. Piece by piece I'm finding me a better version coming through. It's okay to take my time. No need to rush the climb. Every step is healing me, one heartbeat at a time. Healing in the morning light, I believe it's true. The best days are still ahead, waiting just for me and you.
The sky looked dark for so long, I forgot how stars could glow. But tonight I looked up higher and felt their quiet glow. The weight of all these lonely nights was heavy on my chest, yet somewhere in the distance a little light still rests. The stars still shine for me, even when I lose my way. They remind me there's a beauty that tomorrow will display. I'm not alone beneath this sky, there's wonder waiting high. The stars still shine for me tonight. Clouds may cover up the light, but they don't make it disappear. Just like pain can hide the hope, but hope is always here. I've been walking through the shadows, counting every scar, but every scar became a map that led me to the stars. The stars still shine for me, guiding me back home, telling me to keep believing. I'm never truly on my own. I'm not alone beneath the sky, there's wonder waiting high. The stars still shine for me tonight. I used to close my eyes and wish the darkness would just end, but now I see the beauty in the way the night can bend. The universe is whispering, you're You're stronger than you know, and every falling star reminds me I can still let go and grow. So I'll keep walking forward with my eyes up to the sky, because every single twinkle says I still get to try. No matter how the storm may rage or how the cold wind blows, there's a light inside my heart that quietly grows and grows. The stars still shine for me, and they always will. My heart is open once again, ready for the thrill. They light the path before me when the road feels far too long. The stars still shine for me, singing their eternal song. I'm not alone, I never was. Under this endless sky, I find my strength, because the stars still shine for me, and they always will.
There's a road outside the village where the persimmon trees lean low. I walked it every evening when I had nowhere else to go. The mud would catch my rubber boots and pull them back like hands, like the earth was saying, stay a while, son, before you don't understand.
My grandmother would watch from the wooden gate.
She never called, she never waved, she'd just wait.
The road that smells like rain and pine, and something I've forgotten, the one that leads to where the smoke still rose from the kitchen. I've walked 100 cities in shoes that never fit, but none of them feel like coming home like that wet, wet road did.
My father cut the firewood before the first snow fell. He never said he loved us.
You could hear it when he swelled.
With quiet pride if we ate well or slept without a sound. Some people spend their whole life searching
for a love that plain and round.
The ox cart bell would ring somewhere down the slope, and supper smoke would soften into dusk without a word of hope.
The road that smells like rain and pine, and something I've forgotten, the one that leads to where the smoke still rose from the kitchen. I've walked 100 cities in shoes that never fit, but none of them feel like coming home like that wet, wet road did.
Now the road's been paved and lit with orange lamp at night. The persimmon trees are condos bathed in cold fluorescent light.
And the gate's long gone, but I still slow my car at that same bend. The way you pause before a sentence you don't know how to end.
I don't know why I keep coming back here.
There's nothing left that recognizes me,
but grief has its own kind of geography.
And some of us are always on our way back to a place that used to be. The road that smells smells like rain and pine, and something I've forgotten, the one that leads to where the smoke still rose from the kitchen. I've walked 100 cities in shoes that never fit, but none of them feel like coming home like that wet, wet road did. Maybe memory's just a road you keep walking in the rain.
Jong-soo had a jacket he'd inherited from someone older, 2 sizes large and missing the 3rd button from the bottom. We took turns wearing it when December came around. Not out of generosity, there just wasn't another one to be found.
We'd split a bottle of barley wine between 3 men and argue about films we hadn't seen but read about. Barley wine and a borrowed jacket, and the cold coming in under the door. We were broken 22, and I have never been so rich before. The talk went long past midnight, and the stove burned down to red. Barley wine and a borrowed jacket, I trade a lot to go back to that shed.
Ha-youngman wanted to be a poet, Jong-soo an engineer. I didn't know what I wanted,
but I didn't say so out of fear. We were all bluffing into the future with our chins up, taking turns at being certain so the others didn't give up.
That's the thing about being young and poor together.
You believe in each other because you have to. Barley wine and a borrowed jacket, and the cold coming in under the door. We were broken 22, and I have never been so rich before. The talk went long past midnight, and the stove burned down to red. Barley wine and a borrowed jacket, I trade a lot to go back to that shed.
A young man writes insurance now. I saw his name on a building sign. Jong-soo somewhere in the States sends a card at New Year's time.
And the jacket's long dissolved into whoever wore it last, while we became the kind of men who live mostly in the past.
I don't mourn the poverty,
Lord knows I don't miss the cold,
but I miss the way we leaned into each other's
unfinished sentences,
finishing them wrong,
laughing, starting over,
the way you do when there's
nowhere else you'd rather be, even in December. Barley wine and a borrowed jacket, and the cold coming in under the door. We were broken 22, and I have never been so rich before. The talk went long past midnight, and the stove burned down to listen. The wine's still cold, still 22.